Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of the Arsenal Football Manager 2021 series. Before I get into this video, I just want to thank you guys for all the support on episode 1. As I'm recording this, I'm just having a little look. Episode 1 currently has over 1,500 views on it. Loads and loads of likes, loads and loads of positive comments and feedback. So thank you so much. I really do appreciate it. And those numbers are insane for a channel that is like just under 3 months old. That's crazy. So thank you. But guys, if you are enjoying the series, please remember to leave a like on the video. It really helps a lot. And thank you for all your support. Make sure you subscribe to the channel as well if you are new. There's going to be lots and lots of Football Manager content coming up over the next 12 months. But before we get to all that, I'm really looking forward to getting into this Arsenal series. I'm loving the game so far. Let me know in the comments down below how you're finding it, what team you're managing, and all the positives that you're finding in the new features in the game so far. So starting with your subscriber comments, like I said, a lot of people in there were demanding that we keep Mesut Ozil and try and integrate him into this side. In terms of the formation, everybody was, well, pretty much everybody was wanting me to play the 4-3-3, which I have done so. I've changed the tactic around, and we'll go through this shortly. I've put us in a 4-3-3. In terms of this role here, where El Neni is as a DM, I'm going to start with this, but then, you know, we may be able to move him forward a little bit if we want more of a flat 3 in central midfield. But in terms of the tactic, I want us to be positive. We're Arsenal. I want us to get back to that stage that they were at in the late 90s, the early 2000s, where they were really exciting to watch. So we're going to have a positive mentality. In terms of in possession, we're going to be playing out of defence with the guys that we've got towards the top. So Saka, Aubameyang, Willian, Pepe, Lacazette. I want us to be running at that defence and being expressive. And then with the guys that we've got at the full-back roles, with Bellerin and Tierney, because these are playing as inside forwards, I want these guys to get forward, get up there and support them. But I do need to come back on defence as well. In terms of in transition, we're going to take short kicks because we've got the ball-playing defenders in there. Distribute the ball to the centre-backs and the full-backs. And then we're going to be looking, when possession's been lost, I want us to regroup. Let's get back into possession. And then when we've won the ball, we're going to try and counter them. So we'll just have to see how that kind of thing goes. We've got some really good players in this squad. Some young players as well who I'm interested in developing. Players such as Willock, our central midfielder, is already developing some really good attributes. Things like his first touch and his technique are already improving. We've got players like Maitland-Niles as well, who's going to be excellent for us. I cannot wait to use Maitland-Niles. I'm just trying to find him on this list at the moment. There he is. So Maitland-Niles is currently out with a little bit of an injury, a bruised thigh, so he's actually going to miss the Community Shield. But what I like about Maitland-Niles is he's competent basically anywhere on the left and on the right. We could even stick him in central midfield if we needed to. Now, in terms of transfers, we'll go through these in a second, but regarding identifying an area that we need, I really think that there's two areas, and I'm really sad I've kind of written this down on a piece of paper as well as this in a formation kind of view. But when I looked at the depth that we've got in the squad and what I want to do with it, an area that really stood out was this role here, the defensive midfielder role. We've only really got El Neni that can play in there. Thomas Partey can play in there at a push, but I want to make sure that we use Thomas Partey in more of an advanced role. So I like him as a box-to-box midfielder. So an area that I'm looking to bring in is this defensive midfielder role. The other one is the striker. We've got Aubameyang that can play up there, but I would probably predominantly play him on the left-hand side and have Lacazette up front. But aside from those two, the only other player that we've got really available for that role would be Eddie Nketiah, who we want to develop and we want to bring him through. So we'll look at the striker role as well, but it's not as present as what this defensive midfielder one is at this moment in time. So this is the area that we're looking at. So let's have a look at the transfers then. At this moment in time, we haven't brought anyone in, but we are going to make offers for 2 players in today's episode, who I'll show you in just 1 second. All these guys are players that Arsenal brought in prior to the save, so these are real life signings. In terms of outs, we've sold Arthur Okonowu to Preston North End. He's gone for, I think it was 70,000 with a view to it going up to 97. We've got a sell-on clause as well. I don't think he's someone that's going to get into my first team anytime soon, so I'm kind of waiting for the regen/new gens to come through in terms of those. Florian Balogun, who is a future prospect, he has gone out on loan to Morecambe. He'll get some game time there. Hopefully up his attributes. He's going to be a key first team player. This was a big one and a big decision that I had to make. Emile Smith-Rowe, who I think is quite highly rated at Arsenal, he's gone out on loan to Borussia Mönchengladbach at this moment in time. Now, the reason that I've sent him there is because I don't think he'll fit into our first team this season, but he's already got some really good attributes. If he goes out on loan to somewhere like Mönchengladbach, gets some game time, ups those attributes even more, and comes back a better player, we can probably use him next season. It's kind of a bit like I'm sort of looking at like the Jadon Sancho effect, where he moved to Dortmund to get first team football, and what a player he is now. Everybody would want to sign somebody like Jadon Sancho. So it's a similar kind of effect, but basically on loan. We've also sent out Ben Cotterill on loan to Chesterfield. Again, he's developing some really good attributes, the 18-year-old. And in terms of a fee, we have actually sent Socrates out on loan to Leicester at this moment in time. He's 30 years old. He's 32 years old even. I don't think we're going to use him this season, but there's a sell-on fee. So once this season's done, he's going to go there on loan. They're paying 80% of his wages. He's on an awful lot of money at Arsenal. He's on 100,000 a week. So Leicester are going to pay 80,000 of that. And then once the loan deal is done, they're going to buy him for 3.5 million. So we won't get that 3.5 million this season. We'll get that for next season. Now, transfer budget-wise, because we haven't managed to sell a big player, the transfer budget has only gone up a little bit. We've got 5.2 million in there. We've released some wages. Like I say, we've got about 300k in the wage budget to spend. So that's really, really good. Regarding scouting, I've made a short list. Some of these guys are mine, and some of these guys are yours as well. So, for instance, Edouard at Celtic, Moussa Dembele at Lyon. At this moment in time, they're far too expensive. I don't think that we can really afford them. Regarding the defensive midfielder role, these are some of the guys that I looked at. So, like Dendoncker, who's at Wolves, Calvin Phillips, Jefferson Lerma, Chowdhury, who I quite like the look of at Leicester. But there's two that really stand out. One of them is Martin de Roon at Atalanta. He's 29 years old, but they reckon that they're going to want around 15 million for him. But I think he'd be absolutely perfect in this role. He may even get in there in front of El Neni at this moment in time. And I think we're probably going to make an offer for him today. We haven't got the money, but if we can put a little bit of a package together, then that could be an option. The other option is someone that came through on a scouting report, Roberto Gagliadini from Inter Milan. He's on the transfer list for 8.25 million at the moment, and I looked at him and I thought, if we can get him sort of not retrained, but if we can drop him back into this defensive midfielder role, maybe as an understudy to El Neni, he's got all the attributes in there. He's got a good first touch, decent marking, decent passing, good tackling, but his mentals and his physicals are absolutely incredible. 17 work rate, 19 teamwork, his determination's 15, great strength, great stamina, and he's 6'2". I think he would be an absolute rock in that defensive midfielder role. And if we do decide to change the tactic around a little bit as well, there's the option to put him in a central midfielder role, maybe as a ball-winning midfielder, replacement for Thomas Partey as a box-to-box. There's loads and loads of options there. So let's start by putting in an offer for Gagliardini. They want 8.25 million for him. If we make an offer, we've currently got 5.2 in the transfer budget. So let's start maybe at, let's go 4.5. Because I don't think they're going to budge from the 8.2. No, they want 8.25 million. So if we say 4.5 million on this, and then if we put on an additional fee to say that after he has played, let's say 40 games for us, we give them another 4 million. which should be about the amount. I mean, yeah, it potentially cost 8.5. They want 8.25 for him. Let's put that in. They've accepted that, and we can afford it. So after 40 games, will he play 40 games for us? I don't know. We'll finalise the offer. We may have to do the contract offer in this episode. I'm not too sure. Now, we'll look at Martin de Roon because I like him a lot. He's another one who has absolutely brilliant mentals and physicals. He's got 17 tackling. If I had to choose out of them, I'd think that Martin de Roon's a better player, but he is 3 years older. Okay, so we didn't quite get as far as we wanted to with the Martin de Roon offer. We offered 5 million fee, 7.5 million after 50 games, a bonus on winning the Europa League of 3.7 million, and a bonus on winning the Premier Division at 1.5 million. It would have made it 17.75. I'm going to up this to 8 million. Let's up this to 8.25 million. We'll make the offer, but what I want to know from you guys in the comments is out of these two players, so we've got de Roon, who is 29 years old, and Gagliadini, who is 26 years old, which one of them would you buy in order to fulfill this role here that El Neni is in? Let me know in the comments, guys. Help me out. Now, pre-season actually went really, really well. We didn't lose a game. We won every game comfortably. Starting off against our under-23s team, we beat them by 3-1. Goals from Gabriel, Aubameyang and Nicolas Pepe. We beat Newtown by 5-0. 2 goals for Willian, 1 for Ceballos, 1 for Reece Nelson, 1 for Thomas Partey. Cork City, we have thrown a few friendlies in here because I wanted to really bulk them up getting us into the season. We beat Cork City 3-0, Maitland-Niles and Willian getting 2 in that game. Fenerbahce, Alexandre Lacazette getting on the score sheet with Ceballos. We've got a really, mixed set of goal scorers so far. Pepe and Nelson helped us to a 2-0 victory over FC Porto. And then the final game that we played in pre-season, we absolutely hammered Lazio by 4-0. 2 goals from Pepe, 2 goals from Eddie Nketiah as well. Absolutely fantastic to see. So I'm really positive going into this season. And with this tactic that we've created as well, it's creating a lot of chances. We're having a lot of shots with it. We're very, very positive all around. Now, the Gagliadini offer has been accepted by Inter Milan. So we are going to offer him a contract. This doesn't mean that we have to accept this. So we'll start the negotiations. Oh, God, this is the first one I've done, so I've got to go through all this stuff. Okay, so he wants to be a regular starter, which is fine. I think that he would be a regular starter. He'd pretty much rotate with El Neni. We'll play in a preferred position and role. We want to play as a midfield central with a role of box-to-box. I'm actually going to take that out and see what he thinks about that. That's fine. We can get through to the next stage. So we'll negotiate this contract. Now, as it stands at the moment, he wants a 5-year deal. I'm actually going to drop that down to 4 years so that it takes him to 30 years old. In terms of his wages, 64,000 a week. Let's see if we can get him down to 60. Signing on fee of 3.4 million. Let's drop that to 3. Agent fee 450. We'll keep that as it is. And then an appearance fee, we'll actually up that to 13.25. Unused substitute fee will keep exactly the same. He's operating on a decent Premier Division level and he'd be a good signing. The pros for him, working well within a team, displays great characteristics, could adapt well to living in another country. I think he's going to be a real positive. It says he's an inconsistent performer, but based on his attributes, I quite like him. If we suggest this, he wants that upped a little bit, so we'll move that to 58, the signing on fee to 3 million, and I reckon he will accept that, which he does. So that contract has been accepted by Gagliadini. But guys, let me know in the comments, which one would you sign? Would you go for him, or would you go for the slightly older player of Martin de Roon? So let's get into our first game of the season then. It's the Community Shield against Liverpool. And this is the team that we are going to go with. You saw it a little bit earlier. So Leno in goal, Tierney, Gabriel, David Luiz and Bellerin as the back four. El Neni, Ceballos and Thomas Partey in the middle. Saka on the left, Willian on the right and Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang up top. In terms of the bench, Holding, Kolasinac, Saliba, Xhaka, Pepe, Nelson and Lacazette are all there waiting in the wings ready to come on. I love this screen as well, the official team sheet. I think it's absolutely fantastic. So Liverpool are going Adrian, Trent Alexander-Arnold, Van Dijk, Fabinho, Robertson, Henderson, Wijnaldum, Thiago, Mo Salah, Mane and Roberto Firmino. So absolutely no surprises really in terms of their starting 11. So we are actually going to play this one in 3D. I'm normally a 2D player. Let me know in the comments which one you would prefer to see in this series, guys. I do love the little graphical changes that Football Manager have made in this series. It's so good. The teams come out at Wembley. We'll skip this little part and we'll get into the game. So Arsenal against Liverpool in the Community Shield. Let's fingers crossed that we can actually make some chances and go and win this game. Liverpool are going to have the first attack of the game. Here's Jordan Henderson with it on the edge of the box. Great tackle by Saka though. And Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang will pick it up and drive forwards. And it's a good save. Here's Fabinho now for Liverpool. Knocks it back to Robertson, but Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang is onto it. He's one-on-one with the goalkeeper. And Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang puts us into the lead in the Community Shield at Wembley. Lovely little interception from Aubameyang. Bit of a dodgy back pass from Fabinho, straight in the middle of the defenders. Aubameyang was onto it, and just 15 minutes in, we have taken the lead. Liverpool looking to get back into the game, though, with Jordan Henderson. Ball out wide towards Trent Alexander-Arnold. Whipped in and cleared by David Luiz. It's come back towards Mane. Salah with the shot. Clearance by Tierney, but only as far as Fabinho. I think we're going to have to sustain quite a little bit of pressure throughout the rest of this game. Ball in. Almost a mistake by Leno. Little bit of a mess at the back, but we managed to tidy it up. So we've almost made it to half-time. A little bit of a weird camera angle going on there. Liverpool haven't really affected us too much so far. We've played really well. Here's Mo Salah, though. In towards Wijnaldum and Thiago. Mane picking it up. Through ball towards Firmino. Cleared by Tierney. But once again, only as far as Fabinho. It's kind of wave after wave of Liverpool attack at the moment. But they've not really had any shots on goal so far. Robertson with the ball now. Looks to try and get it in towards Mane. Thiago. Wijnaldum. Henderson with a shot. Good save by Leno, out for a Liverpool corner. Corner ball comes in, punched by Leno, and Willian can pick it up, and perhaps we can get them on the counter-attack here. Willian one-on-one with the defender, skips round him and is fouled, and that will be a free kick just before half-time on the edge of the box. No highlight, though, and we're going to go into the dressing room at half-time, 1-0 ahead. I'm really trying to get used to the new icons as well in terms of conditioning. You know, it's kind of at what point do you take someone off? I'm going to leave things as they are for another few minutes or so, and then we'll probably look to make a substitution. Right, we're going to make subs. Tierney is struggling, definitely, so we're going to bring on Kolasinac in his place. Thomas Partey is another one who's struggling a little bit at this moment in time, so I think we'll bring on Granit Xhaka in that role, and then we'll switch him and Ceballos round. So Ceballos can come in as the box-to-box. Bukayo Saka's struggling a bit as well, so we'll change Aubameyang to that left-hand side, and we'll bring on Alexandre Lacazette up front. 3 changes, and just a few minutes left to try and see this game out. Corner for Liverpool, though. Mo Salah whipping it in. Mane is there. I thought it was saved by Leno, but it ends up going out for a goal kick. Another chance for Liverpool. Corner whipped in by Mo Salah. Virgil van Dijk with a header. Once again, over the top of the crossbar. Liverpool are having their chances at this moment in time. I'm just going to praise the boys. That cheers everybody up. And we've got just 3 minutes before the end of this game. And we've got a free kick with Willian. Can he get it over the wall? It hits the wall. Can he get the rebound? Oh, just over. Out for a goal kick. But it's full time. And for some reason, we've got a blank purple screen. I'm wondering if that's meant to show the fact that we've won a trophy. There it is. Oh, look at this. Look at this. This is definitely different. So our first bit of silverware of the season goes to Arsenal. We win the Community Shield and we raise the trophy. I love it. I absolutely love this game. The confetti rains down. And we manage a really good win over Liverpool. They had the better of the second half, but we really took advantage where it mattered. Amazing. Well done, Football Manager. Right, we're going to do outstretched arms. Congratulations, lads. I am happy with the performance out there. Definitely am. The boys were phenomenal today. So there we go then. Episode 2 and a trophy in the bag already. Look at that. They've even imprinted it on there. It's the small things. It really is. Medals for Community Shield win. So all these guys are getting medals. The board are delighted. Nobody would have expected Arsenal to have triumphed again. What a performance from the boys. Absolutely brilliant start. So what we'll do now, I have arranged another friendly because there's literally 2 weeks between the Liverpool game and our first Premier League game of the season against Leeds. We'll play the friendly off camera, and then in episode 3, we'll come back for our first Premier League game of the season at the Emirates Stadium against newly promoted Leeds United. But guys, we'll leave it there for today. Remember, leave me comments about which midfielder you think I should be signing, any other positions as well. Make sure you leave a like on the video if you've enjoyed. Subscribe to the channel as well if you are new. And I will catch you guys in the next one.